Alright guys, so today I am going to create a presentation where I'm going to show you a visualization, one that is more cluttered and one that is a little bit more well organized. So, and specifically I'm going to be talking about fly tying, something I like to do on my spare time along with all my other little random crafts. But this one is a little bit more step by step, so I figured it'd be a good one to show. So my first little presentation here, I created using PowerPoint, or you could do it with Google Slides or whatever. And it's just basically a grid layout of the images and step-by-step process of how to tie a pheasant feather nymph. Um, so this one I would consider to be my less organized visualization, even though it has lots of properties that would be considered well organized. Number one being the nice justification of the images on the left-hand side. That tends to be a good sign of a well-organized presentation, along with the justification of the text and all that kind of fun stuff, and in general the kind of, well, with the exception on the right side here, the general layout of the images. However, the problem it has with it is like too much information at one time. It's kind of overloading the viewer, kind of breaking the whole cognitive load theory thing. You want to have a more simplified step-by-step process, even though this is easily laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still all of the information on one screen at one page. And since we're looking at doing hypermedia and hypertext and stuff, we probably want to have it more spread out and a little bit easier to see. There are other issues too, like how the text on this spot over here goes past the picture, which is, me being pseudo graphic designer is a big faux pas. And a few other things like this actually not lining up here. Just this little things. But overall, it still technically gets the job done. I mean, you have like step 1, picture, step 2, picture, step 3, picture, step 4, picture. But it's really condensed down into the simplest form in order to fit it onto one page. And in general, I think it's not as successful as a design as this other one. Now, this other one here I've created using Sway. And I showed Sway off a little bit in the last presentation, or my last thing, but I was going to show it off a little bit more here. It's a free thing, and this is not going to be a singular page. However, it's still an interactive presentation, and it's using the same images and basically the same steps. So what you're going to see here is I can scroll through my presentation here, and you can see how it's going to be made. So I have this simple how-to, how we're going to make the nymph pattern. And then I can scroll and see how materials needed, and nice zoom in picture of the hook, so I can see, oh, here's all the materials I need in order to even start this project. Okay, and just another simple starting page. Oh, okay, here's where starting the fly, and then it's got nice step-by-step images along with the description. And then since it's not all condensed into one singular image, however, it's still in one presentation, it's a little bit easier on the eye to read and kind of figure out what's going on. So step 1, secure the hook. Cool. Even with the caption, so I know that this image is tied to here. Step 2, okay, adding the copper. Step 3, adding the tail. And then another section, we're wrapping the body. So we move into the wrapping of the body section, and I used a little bit of a different image thing here where it has a slider, so you can see like the before and after. And then even this comes with the captions, so I can click on the captions here and see, oh, okay. And having this little bit of interactiveness with the presentation is kind of nice because it gives the viewer something to kind of do and be more interacted with the knowledge that they're learning. So then going on to the next step, adding the thorax fibers. We have a little bit of a different presentation style here where I have it clicking through. Since these images are very similar, it's just a top, side, and kind of finished view of adding these fibers. I had it this way as just a simpler. And if I want to say, how did I do that? I can still full screen that and see what that looks like. And yeah, so adding the peacock Earl, another click through. I can check out the images, more descriptions on how to do this thing. Creating the thorax casing. So this one is probably the most difficult step of creating this fly. So then it has a much larger kind of 4-picture layout with descriptions, so you can see what's going on. So using the fibers, I can bring it forward. Using your thumbnail, you split the fibers. You use your thumbnail to split like between the eye of the hook and the fibers, and then you push it back, and then you wrap it back down. And then the nice big picture of finishing, talking about how you use quick finishing to tie it. And then adding head cement in there to glue it all down, and you have a fly. So like I said, I use this presentation using Sway. There's a couple of different layouts, but I kind of like this horizontal layout to kind of view everything. I will have a link so that you guys can access this presentation if you want to creep on it and see how it's made and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, so I would consider this to be a little bit more of a well-organized visualization on how to do something, and just a little bit better than your standard, one-page step-by-step, here's how you do something presentation. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing your comments.